Howdy, Ayebawl here. Got a new series, playing a Factorio version 14.21. This particular playthrough has several different mods on it. The two main mods is Angel's Ores and Bod's mods. Now I'm utilizing a mod pack that was created by a YouTuber, Arumba. There will be a link below to his channel and his Factorial playlist that inspired this one. So he's vouched to launch a rocket per his Patreon subscribers, and he says somewhere up to like around 900. Now here's the funny thing. Now Bod's Mods makes it easy to ramp up production. I have a series or a game back when version 12.35 was out using Bod's Mods, and I had launched over 40,000 rockets. So that's pretty simple to do in Bod's Mods. Now, the added level of difficulty comes with Angel's Mods. As far as I know about Angel's Mods, I did a playthrough with an older version that apparently seems to be less complicated. Takes the whole mining to smelting process of the game and kind of makes it more realistic. You gotta deal with sludge, slurries, like factory byproducts, and you can take those byproducts you don't want, run them through a couple more processes and try to get some usable resources out of it. But overall, you will eventually end up with something that you're not going to be able to do anything with, so pretty much just store it. So, my particular playthrough with Angel's Ores, I built this huge factory, and I was constantly running out of spheric acid or due to lack of sulfur. And I don't know, it was crazy. Like, I was losing frame rates when I was running through the whole smelting area, and towards semi-end game, I was only producing like 700 or 800 iron plates per second, which was absolutely ridiculous. It's just, it was just impossible to continue that factory. It just basically came to a standstill. So maybe I just wasn't running through the process very efficiently as I could have. So I'm going to utilize Arumba's new mod pack with a newer version of Angel's Ores, and there's been some updates to Bod's Mods. So we're going to try this again. So the first setup that I did on the two blue ore nodes, sorry I don't remember the actual name of the ores, but he had a nice little setup, so Arumba had a nice little setup, so he only had to put fuel in the crusher, and everything else ended up pulling the coal or the fuel out for themselves. So I started off with that. And then at the coal, I went ahead and dropped 10 drills to stock up on coal because you're going to more than likely need it later. I've also decided to go ahead and utilize the top left corner for my power, which eventually I'll come back to and landfill the sides to kind of make it straighter. Not all into that natural curves. You know, I'm more of a, I'm gonna make this land the way I want it to look like. So I set down the typical power setup where you have 14 boilers to 10 steam engines, and now I'm running the power out. Doing I'll end up running back and forth, collecting some of the resources from each place, refilling the coal or the fuel. Now, this is a nice little setup, but for the light blue ore, it has a hardness level that's higher, so the drills aren't drilling as quickly as the drills at the dark blue ore. I guess it'd be a lot better if I actually knew the name of the ores, but like the only one I know is the yellow slash brown looking one. That's like bobmonium. I think that's the only one that stuck out. So I finally started laying down the research, and by the time I got the second one down, I threw in a red science pack into it. Um, the first research that I needed for the factories was already done. So now I'm setting up a almost standard research area, but then I decided to go ahead and move it back because of that oil spot, which is in the way, and I might need to utilize that later. Short term, these ore sizes should be enough to get me a standard, nice looking beginning factory for the whole, from the drilling to the smelting to not much of an assembly line or a main bus. Main bus would be very difficult with Angel's ores. There's just not going to be enough room for the whole processing area. So, long term, I'm going to have to get the railroads and the trains up and running and go start exploring to find the other resources or to find more resources. This is definitely not going to be enough, but it should be enough to get me started and to get defended and to be able to defend this, which is good because I've got water on half my perimeter, so it should be really easy to defend, and I'm not really expecting to be attacked by the natives anytime soon. I don't even see them on the map. So there's a lot of early research that needs to be done, and the best thing to do is just to pump out a bunch of red science packs and have preferably a lot more than 5, but I only started out with 5 until I ended up redoing the research later on, or at least I plan to go back and redo it when I get ready to start doing green. But for now, that's good enough to get the first set of research out of the way. So as I said earlier, the light blue has a much hardness, or has a higher hardness level, so the drills take longer to actually bring up the raw resource. I eventually put down a second little setup there because I'm going to need that copper. when I start building the circuits. Like early game, no matter what, you're always gonna need tons and tons of iron plate. The best thing you do is just ramp it up so you got it when you need it. So this early parts, we're still going to have to just keep collecting enough usable resource of those iron plates and the copper plates to a point where I can start building more of the buildings to allow me, or the Angel's Ores buildings. You start off with a crusher, and then beyond that, there's another step. Ah, man, I don't remember what step was. Huh. Okay, so here, the boiler started running out of coal, and I had to run back. But I had plenty of coal to just restock them all. So I paused here for a second. Now I know it's 4x speed right now, but during the playthrough, the animation of the steam engines was moving kind of slow, like it was stuttering. I thought that was kind of weird. But I think that's just because I wasn't actually utilizing all 5 megawatts that setup puts out. So in this early game, I'm just going to just be my own robot and probably just stick everything into boxes until I get a chance to try and do something more permanently. So I finally started getting the basic circuits, or the basic circuit board, or you want to call it a circuit. It's got no wiring on it. Yeah, I finally do start putting some lights down to make it easier to see. I do tend to forget that. So now I'm starting to set up the groundwork to have a small automated smelting area, so I can just come down and pick it up. Now the initial setup was nice, but it just takes up a lot of area. Or well, no, it doesn't. It's just not enough. I need more. But so I start off with the light blue that is mainly the copper one. I figured, I'll go ahead and get that one out of the way. But when I started to make the angel ores buildings, uh, that's when I started to realize how complicated angel's ores can be without filter inserters. Yep. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and put something down and just make it work for now. And later on, when I actually build my more permanent smelting area, by then I should have something a little bit more fancier. So the assembly machine with the rocks is there to make sure to remove all of the crushed rock that the ore crusher makes, so it doesn't jam up the belt line when it goes to the ore sorter. Now, see, I should have done 2 boxes and have them go the inch because that one box will fill up pretty quick. So what comes out of the ore sorter is the vanilla raw resources plus, I believe, slag is the byproduct from these machines. And there's like an entire loop that slag can go through to try and pull some more resource out of. So what I do is I lay down 5 smelters to grab all the raw ore, and I figured I'll just throw another 5 on the other side to try to grab as much as I can, and then I got that one inserted at the end just to clear the line. I'll just throw everything into a box, and I'll come down here and sweep up all the plates. Back up to fill up the research area and the basic circuit board.